Straight to the papers. The British Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, getting some serious heat over his knowledge of former Cabinet Minister Peter Mandelson's connection to Jeffrey Epstein, Dipti.
Yeah, that's right. So The Guardian says that Keir Starmer's days as Prime Minister may even be numbered, according to Labour MP's fury. This scandal has really sparked a lot of anger from both opposition MPs, but some of his own MPs in the Labour Party as well. It's centred on Starmer's appointment of Peter Mandelson as UK ambassador to the US in 2024. Files pertaining to Epstein revealed this week that Mandelson leaked confidential financial information while a minister to Epstein. This is back in 2009, 2010. He also maintained a friendship with the disgraced pedophile even after his conviction. On Wednesday, Starmer admitted to knowing about Mandelson's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein when he appointed him UK ambassador to the US, but he maintains that Mandelson lied about just how close they were. In any case, it's a big scandal for Keir Starmer here. The Financial Times saying this barrage over Mandelson painted as the beginning of the end at number 10 Downing Street.
Reactions in the Conservative press?
Well, let's show you the Daily Mail. They're focusing heavily on Angela Rayner. Now, she's a former Labour Deputy Prime Minister, widely seen, at least according to the Daily Mail, as the successor to Keir Starmer. She led a Labour revolt in Parliament yesterday. This was centred on basically forcing the Prime Minister into allowing a parliamentary committee to decide which documents pertaining to Mandelson's appointment would be released. Now, this is to abate fears that what some believe are a government cover-up around those documents. The Daily Mail here noting that since she's seen as his successor, this could indicate that his end is near. You also have the Times of London in their editorial today. The paper says Keir Starmer can't absolve himself from this fiasco, adding that there's blood in the water and someone's going to pay, and it won't just be Mandelson.
Now to more on the Washington Post, laying off a third of its staff, a decision long time in the coming, but nevertheless sending shockwaves through the newsroom.
Yeah, that's right. In the press, outside of the Washington Post, because this is all I could find this early Thursday morning in the Washington Post, an article written by the Associated Press Agency mentioning the staffing cull at the Washington Post, a storied U.S. paper owned now by Amazon's Jeff Bezos. More than 300 people have been laid off. That's about a third of the staff at the Washington Post, including the whole Middle East correspondence and editors department, the sports department, and the literary reviews department. It's a sad ending, Stuart, for a paper who you remember, whose reporters, Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein's, they made history 50 years ago for the Watergate scandal. Now, the reactions in the press very, very strong. This is from The Atlantic, which calls it the murder of the Washington Post. In the New Yorker today, they talk about how Jeff Bezos was brought in to save the paper and he contributed to its decline. And indeed, there's a lot of anger towards Jeff Bezos from within the Washington Post. As this article from the International Business Times notes, some staffers are crying betrayal. They see that Jeff Bezos didn't make any comments. He's really maintained a radio silence around these layoffs, which many see as him trying to, quote, survive Trump rather than protect the paper's independence. In other words, many see him as having ingratiated himself to Trump by culling a paper seen as Trump skeptic.
Finally from Dipti, an insurgent political party in Armenia wants to create apparently a Ministry of Sex. Really?
That's right. It is exactly that.
Call that?
Yes, call that too.
Okay,
Armenian Party's Ministry of Sex to ensure that all women are sexually satisfied in the country. This is the proposition from the Strong Armenia Party and its party member Sargid Karapetyan. Now, it's not coming from the kindness of his heart about female pleasure, though, Stuart. He appeared to refer to previous comments by a sociologist that the rise in activism among white middle-aged women in the country was due to the fact that they were not sexually satisfied. So apparently this is a response to that, possibly also to declining birth rates. Anyway, not such a genius idea. As you can imagine, women's rights groups are up in arms, rightly so, about what they see as a very patronizing, sexist proposal. One even lodged a criminal complaint against him. But the story, by the way, is the most read on the website of this one. So, you know, we are all as basic as we hope not to be, but we're a lot more basic than we'd like to admit. Anyway, here's a novel idea, Stuart, and I know it's controversial, but what if men were the problem and not women for once?
Come on, Dipsy, that can't possibly be the case, surely.
Anyway, I hope there are some women in this ministry, because then...
Yes, exactly. Power to the women.
Thank you, Stuart.
Dipsy with the papers on France 24. Thanks.